Good morning. Welcome to the commencement ceremony of the Temple High School class of 2020. In what has been a year filled with unprecedented events, we are thrilled to be able to finally give the class of 2020 the formal, dignified, in-person graduation ceremony that they have worked so hard for. To that end, we offer some important reminders on behalf of the class of 2020. Please turn off any devices that may make noise and distract from the ceremony. We require that there be no noisemakers such as air horns. Please do not come onto the field before, during, or after the ceremony. Be courteous of those around you by not blocking their view. At the conclusion of today's ceremony, the graduates will march single file out of the stadium and proceed directly to their automobiles. We ask that parents, family, guests, please remain seated at this time. After the graduates have exited, the stadium ushers will release you by sections. At that time, please exit the stadium in an orderly fashion and continue to observe the 6-foot social distancing guidelines. Out of concern for the health and well-being of the class of 2020 and for each of you, we respectfully request that everyone, graduates included, go directly to your automobiles and exit the campus at the conclusion of our ceremony. You and your graduate may then celebrate off campus with our heartiest congratulations. We recognize that today's ceremony and these procedures may be a bit untraditional, but we genuinely appreciate your cooperation and your show of consideration for these young people who have waited so long for this special day. The class of 2020 thanks you for your support. Will the graduates please stand?
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and the alma mater to follow. Gentlemen, please remove your cap.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please join us as we lead the class of 2020 in our alma mater. You will find the words on the back of your program. We would also like to recognize 2 of our retiring Tiger faculty members by inviting them to join us at this time.
Senora Dagna Thompson and Mrs. Tammy Kinney, please come to the stage to help us lead the singing of the Temple High School alma mater. may be seated.
The class of 2020 would like to welcome all faculty and staff, special guests, and especially our family and friends to our class of 2020 commencement ceremony. Out of respect for our class and speakers, we ask that you refrain from loud expressions of acknowledgement for individual graduates. That would interfere with the announcement of the following name.
The use of air horns or other noisemakers are strictly prohibited, and these may be confiscated and the abuser may be removed from the premises. We would like to thank you for your cooperation with our request. The class of 20 again welcomes you to the 115th commencement ceremony for Temple High School.
At this time, the class of 2020 would like to welcome our special guest. Please stand when your name is called, beginning with our platform guest. Mr. Scott Cowart, Superintendent of Carroll County Schools. Ms. Sandra Morris, Temple Cluster Schools Representative for the Carroll County Board of Education. Mr. Terry Jones, Assistant Superintendent of Administrative and Supported Services, Carroll County Schools. Ms. Jennifer Shirley, Director of Elementary Schools and Accountability, Carroll County Schools. Mr. Tim Gribben, Principal of Temple High School. Mr. Michael Browning, Assistant Principal of Temple High School. Mr. Chris Edwards, Assistant Principal of Temple High School. Ms. Allie Fugit and Ms. Kelly Jones are senior sponsors. We would also like to recognize those seated with the faculty. Ms. Erica Keel, Guidance Counselor. Ms. Angie McDaniel, Guidance Counselor. And the rest of our THS faculty and staff. Most importantly, we again welcome our parents, families, and friends, and thank you for sharing this special moment in our lives.
Mr. Gribben, faculty, fellow graduates, family, and friends, welcome. I'm so grateful to be able to share this day with you all. We never thought this day would come. We prayed for its quick delivery, counted down the days, and hoped time would pass faster. But now that it's here, I'm sorry that it is. I feel beyond conflicted. I am filled with so much joy that we made it here. We've all worked so hard to earn this achievement. Yet a part of me is filled with such sorrow, because this day is the end of a very important chapter in our life. It means leaving behind some of the people who shaped the young men and women we are today. From friends we will miss to teachers we admire, it means no more game days in Tiger jersey or sticking around to celebrate a big one with the players. It means no more pep rallies with the Pride of Temple marching band or all the days of homecoming the cheerleaders have prepared. All the things that brought us together as a class and as a school. It's all coming to a very untimely end. All in all, it means we are no longer children. We are transitioning from our adolescent years to our young adulthood, whether you are enrolling, enlisting, or employed by the end of the year. We have a paper that says we did it. We made it to this day. We should be proud of that. It all seems to be here too soon, not just because it was cut off in such an unfair and truly devastating manner, but because we missed out on some of the most important parts. The only comfort I found is in the memories I do have and will forever carry with me. So even though this is a sad end to something so beautiful, I am so hopeful for our class. I know that you will all move forward to become something that would make our town and school very proud. Even though I encourage us all to stay in touch, if fate steps in and we lose contact, I cannot wait to see you years from now to see what you've accomplished. But I'm even more excited to come back and share the memories of some of the best days of our lives. Congratulations, class of 2020. I love you guys.
Good morning. Families, friends, faculty, and staff, parents, and graduates. Much has been made of this one-of-kind year, 2020. You're a unique group of graduates, one that has gotten the attention of celebrities, star athletes, newsmakers, and more. Need proof? Oprah said this to the class of 2020. The same guts and imagination that got you to this moment will sustain you through whatever's coming. Singer Cardi B said this to the class of 2020. It's more than graduation. It's more than a diploma. It's knowledge. It's knowing that you did it. Academy Award winner Matthew McConaughey said this to the class of 2020. Live in a way now where you can look back later and say, I handled that pretty well. You are originals. Enjoy that. Now, I've never won an Academy Award. I've never had an Emmy-winning TV show, and very few people have ever heard me sing. But I do know this. I love Temple High School. I love students, and I love you, the class of 2020. So I would like to say this to you. Oprah, Cardi B, Matthew McConaughey have never walked the halls of Temple High School, but I have. And although they have inspiring things to say to the class of 2020, I have something that they don't, a personal connection with each of you. They were speaking into a camera, not knowing who would hear their words. But as I stand here today, I look into your faces and I see the young men and women with whom I've been glad to empathize with during the tough times and ecstatic to celebrate with through the victories. You're the ones I've cheered for from the end zone to the free throw line, from the baseball diamond to the soccer field. You are the ones for whom I've driven countless hundreds of miles to see play softball, run track, perform at the literary meet, compete in tennis matches, golf tournaments. I've been rooting for you at the Science Olympiads, volleyball games, and wrestling matches. I've been awed by you at the STEAM nights, dozens of band concerts and chorus performances. Thrilled to announce your accomplishments at academic meets, FFA, Beta, National Honor Society, drama, FBLA, not to mention the numerous hours I've spent watching you engage with your teachers and fellow students in the classrooms here at THS. Why have I done this? It's simple, because I believe in you and the connection that we share. Because of this connection, I have seen what you have accomplished. You are the most academically decorated class THS has ever had. From the time you were freshmen through your senior year, you've led the county and were in the top tier of the state in grade level tested subject areas. This is a remarkable academic achievement made by a remarkable group of young people. And now, I've seen the way you've risen to the challenge of an unprecedented situation and how you've answered the situation with grit and grace. For that, I thank you. You make me proud to be your principal. As you think about this, I urge you to remember three things. Number one, what the world needs now is love, sweet love. That's the only thing that there's just too little of. That song from Jackie D. Shannon. Number two, I think you've heard me say this once or twice. Remember, your thoughts become words. Your words become actions. Your actions become habits. Your habits become your character. And today on your graduation day, I want to put the final part of that quote together for you. And that is that your character becomes your destiny. The third thing that I would like to leave you with today, wherever you go, whatever you do after today, remember, once a tiger, always a tiger. Congratulations, class of 2020. Good
Good morning. Today, it is my distinct pleasure to recognize the honor graduates of the class of 2020. Honor graduates, please stand as your name is called. Please hold your applause until the final name is called. Cum laude honor graduates earn a cumulative GPA of 3.5 to 3.79. Graduating cum laude are Haley Timms, Joseph Warren, McKylan Stigall, Chandler Miller, Brianna Martin, Devin Cleland, Jacob Taylor, Lori Ayers, Angel Barrios, Rebecca Mills, Michael Hughley, Elena Lorente, Alyssa Lynch, Anthony Spahala, Nathaniel Cadena, Latanya Eccles, Audrey Hamilton. Magna cum laude honor graduates earn a cumulative GPA of 3.8 to 3.99. Graduating magna cum laude are Jason Smith, Chloe Gillum, Michaela Stafford, Haley Bro, William McAdams, Abigail Bruni, Christopher Mitchell, Refuhati Nigella, Savannah Davenport, Avery Leak, Emily Sosaby, Shelby Smith, Sarah Howe, Aubrey Stockton, Lyricky Rodriguez Aparicio. Summa cum laude honor graduates earn a cumulative GPA of 4.0 to 5.0. Graduating summa cum laude, Rachel Brown, Sydney Stover, Caitlin Bivens, Andrew Shirley, Malia Moyer, Eli Cole Heron, Hannah Godfrey, Savannah Kinney, Alma Calvillo, Jordan Perrine, Macy Guy, Bryson Higdon, Nathan Schillinger, Taylor Elrod, Shelby Norman, Jacob Wispel, Tatiana Passmore, Michael Walker, Caitlin Stallings, Sarah Burns, and Brett Graham. Thank you. You may be seated. Carroll County Scholars are graduating seniors who earn a total of 23 units and maintain a grade point average of 3.5 or above on a 4-point scale in the course of English, math, science, social studies, and foreign language. We are pleased to recognize our Carroll County Scholars this morning. All Carroll County Scholars, please stand. Thank you. You may be seated.
Of the honor graduates, 3 seniors have distinguished themselves by being named co-salutatorians and valedictorian. Presenting the co-salutatory addresses for the class of 2020 are Lindsey Green and Grant Miller.
Before I begin, I would like to congratulate the class of 2020 for facing such uncertain times and succeeding. Thank all of our family and friends for supporting us up to this point, and thank the staff and faculty of Temple High School for being consistent in their efforts to make this ceremony possible. As we all know, at this point in time, the world seems overwhelmingly daunting. However, I'm certain that when the rest of humanity trembles for their uncertainty of the future, our generation will rise above all others as the face of hope, and we will retain the ability to look at the state of the world with assurance due to our prominent trait of resilience that radiates within us and our surroundings. In fact, I believe our resilience is what defines us. As many of us were born within the year following the attacks on 9/11, our births coincided with the beginning of the nation's rehabilitation process. In this way, our entrance into the world was ushered in alongside a triumphant feeling of resilience. And now, a similar situation has presented itself as our emergence into adulthood has coincided with the aftermath of another tragic event. Similar to the 9/11 attacks, the pandemic distressed the world and left it in a state of balance. However, I have hope that the consequences of our advent into adulthood would closely follow those of our birth. Conversely, we now hold the power and possess the voice to spearhead this campaign of resilience ourselves, and I anticipate that we will do so. And so I leave you, the class of 2020, with this. Maintain your resilience during challenging times. Use your voice to encourage the same for the world. Perpetuate yourselves as a generation of flexibility and strength. And remember, once a tiger, always a tiger. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Lindsay, for that heartfelt speech. And now delivering his co-salutatory speech is Grant Miller.
Good morning. In May of 1998, my parents, and surely the parents of many students that attend Temple, were set to graduate at this stadium. Unfortunately, they were rained out and had to move it to the old gym. Due to current events, we've been blessed with the ability to graduate here in our hometown in our own stadium. Growing up, I've always been able to hear the games played at this stadium on those Friday nights. Since 8th grade, the past 5 years, I have seen every game that Temple has played, both away and right here at home. And I watched as neighbors would come out of their houses, put down a lawn chair, and watch their team play in this stadium at this school. I say all this to show how important both this school and this stadium are to this town. Temple is a very deep-rooted community. Most of our parents grew up here and graduated here. It's a small town where almost everybody knows everybody. I once heard someone say that no matter our size, there is no other town with more pride, heart, and soul anywhere near us. And I would not have it any other way. Many of us grew up together, meeting in elementary school or middle school. We watched each other grow and strive towards our own individual goals. We made memories that can't be forgotten, such as the dry-ass soap bombs that we made in Coach White's class, Ms. Jones's deep love for the Beatles, or even the chaos of fun Fridays in middle school. But despite when we met or what memories we made, good or bad, we all made it to this point. However, we couldn't have made it here without the help and support from our family, friends, coaches, teachers, and most importantly, the Lord. Some of us may never see each other again, and that's all right. We've each got our own lives to lead, jobs to work, and families to make. Though this year was cut short or prolonged, depending on how you look at it, how appropriate is it that this pandemic brings us back to home for this last memory of our Temple experience? Needless to say, we'll never be able to forget this school, this stadium, and this class of 2020. Thank you.
Thank you, Grant, for that memorable speech. And now delivering the valedictory address for the class of 2020, Amanda Bassan.
Good morning and welcome, Carroll County faculty, esteemed staff, families, friends, and soon-to-be alumni of Temple High School, our class of 2020 graduates. There are no words to express how appreciated I feel standing here before you as your 2020 valedictorian. This moment truly feels surreal, as this is something I have set my heights on the second I stepped into high school. No one could have predicted that our senior year would end so abruptly, and that we would be gathered here at Rogers Stadium, not to cheer on the Tigers one last time, but to say our goodbyes and walk in separate directions. With that being said, I would like to congratulate this amazing class. I've had the privilege of knowing for all of my high school experience. I wholeheartedly believe the graduates sitting before me are the most hardworking, relentless, and caring individuals I know. Class of 2020, this may not have been the traditional senior experience you have waited for and expected, but I am so thankful we have the opportunity to be gathered here today. 4 years ago, you stepped onto this campus into a new world. You learned lessons and encountered obstacles that built strength, maturity, kindness, and most of all, you learned how to be independent individuals. You have counted down the days for this moment, wanting this day to grow closer so we can finally become our own people. Off into the real world with nothing to shield us. After today, you will carry the strength of knowing how far you have come with a new set of responsibilities. However, I know I will miss this place that we called our home for years. The football games, the pep rallies, hearing Mr. Gribbin every morning, and being part of this amazing environment I was blessed with. I believe that every instance we view as a setback, failure, or loss that we encounter in life strengthens us. I often reflected back on a quote plastered above Ms. Jones' wall that I would like to share with you. We will either find our way or make one. Hannibal. After today, I want you to make your way. Whether you head to college, for a further education, to the military, the workforce, or simply to explore life, I want you to know that you will find your way. I urge you, keep going, keep pushing, because every single one of you are worth so much more than you think. Success is never owned, and it is not a one-way street. Jackie Robinson once stated, "A life is not important except in the impact it has on other lives." I know for a fact that I would not be standing here without some special people in my life who have impacted me, and they definitely deserve some recognition. I do not have time to name every single person who helped me to get here, so I would like to say a general thank you if at any point in my life you helped me. I'm so grateful. More specifically, I would like to thank the ones who made an influential impact on me. Mr. Rocky White, thank you for fostering a close relationship with me this year and your patience. Thank you, Ms. Boland, Mrs. Jones, and Mrs. Ledford for always being motherly figures to me and pushing me academically, instilling core values in me. Thank you, Mr. Raul Kalas, for your kindness to me every day. You made my days better with a simple smile or good morning that went a long way. Thank you, Ms. Tanya Dietrich, for introducing me to a very special club, Science Olympiad, that I truly enjoyed competing in for 5 years of my life. Last but not least, I have my amazing family to thank. Thank you to my siblings, more specifically my brothers, for always being there when I wanted to cause trouble in the house and other schemes I cooked up. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for working so hard to provide me with everything and more. It is because of you I'm standing here. On behalf of the senior class, I would like to thank the families in the audience for your continued support, to your children, the faculty and staff who give your all and more every day to help us succeed, and everyone gathered here today for this special graduation. I want you all to never forget where you came from and remember the lifelong relationships you have. Remember, this is not the end, but the beginning of a new journey. Congratulations, class of 2020. You did it. And lastly, once a tiger, always a tiger. Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda, for your words of advice and encouragement. Seniors, at this time, please make sure that anything in your area is under your chair. And now, for the presentation of diplomas, I ask Ms. Morse, Mr. Cowart, Mr. Jones, and Ms. Shirley to join me in receiving the graduates. Will the first row of graduates please rise and approach the stage?
Amanda Elizabeth Besant, summa cum laude. Lindsay Camille Green, summa cum laude. Harrison Grant Miller, summa cum laude. Aaron Michael Abston. Adam Matthew Abston. Christopher Lane Ackles, Jr. Hunter Lee Anderson. Michael Garrett Atkinson. Lori Catherine Ayers, cum laude. Matthew Rodney Bailey. Nathaniel Owen Cadena, cum laude. Amy Tamara Barahona. Angel Enrique Barrios, cum laude. Caitlin Brooke Bivens, summa cum laude. Tanya Brianna Bivens. Lacey Sherelle Black. Matthew Ryan Blackman. Thomas Wayne Blair. Haley Joy Bro, magna cum laude. Jason A. Brewer. Stephen Andrew Shirley, summa cum laude. Preston Schuyler Britt. Rachel Marie Brown, summa cum laude. Abigail Rooney, magna cum laude. Jonathan David Burdick. Sarah Colleen Burns, summa cum laude. Ashanti Oriana Bird. Tara Lee Kale. Joshua Alexander Chang. Devin Michael Cleland, cum laude. Alma Paloma Calvillo, summa cum laude. Michael Matthews Cole. Elias Sebastian Colheron, summa cum laude. Ansley Brooke Corbett. Blake Nathan Cox, summa cum laude. Octavius Sanchez Krapp. Zachary Allen Richard Christ. Adam David Cutts. Cameron Charles Darcy. Savannah Lee Davenport, magna cum laude. Maria Isabel Salazar, summa cum laude. Latanya Nicole Eccles, cum laude. Javandier Deontay Elder. Destiny Hope Ellis. Taylor Lee Elrod, summa cum laude. Marcy Lavonda Furster. Jaquez DeMonte Freeman. Hunter Dean Gerstmann. Alberta Eniola Ghanem. Chloe Diane Gillum, magna cum laude. Tatiana Rose Hassmore, summa cum laude. Brett Carl Graham, summa cum laude. Brian Dale Graham. Macy Tatum Guy, summa cum laude. Carson Thomas Guzik. Reagan Page Hall. Audrey Ray Hamilton, cum laude. Caitlin Nicole Shea Hamrick. Cole Patrick Harbuck. Haley Lynn Harrell. Jordan Taylor Perrine, summa cum laude. Isaac James Helton. Bryson James Higdon, summa cum laude. Rondell Neil Holly III. Cody Lee Howard. Sarah Michelle Howe, magna cum laude. Alexia Malaya Raquel Hubbard. Michael Tiana Hughley, cum laude. Joshua Keith Hunt. Tiffany Amber Hurtado. Aubrey Nicole Stockton, magna cum laude. Alexi Marie Lynn Hutchison. Keon Ladarius Johnson. Savannah Grace Kinney, summa cum laude. Bailey Cottrell. Kayla McKell Lathan. Avery William Leek, magna cum laude. Aljawan Jacurtis Lewis. Jasmine Destiny Lord. Jonathan Dakota Lord. Hannah Elizabeth Godfrey, summa cum laude. Elena Sierra Guevara Lorente, cum laude. Jordan Tayi Lusant. Rhonda Shea Lovelace. Brianna Shaylin Martin, cum laude. William Christopher McAdams, magna cum laude. Douglas Campbell McCoy. Jenny Elizabeth McKenzie. Chandler Isaac Miller, cum laude. Ethan Timothy Lee Miller. Rebecca Sky Mills, cum laude. Kaylee Elise Milner. Damian Alexander Mincy. Christopher Andrew Mitchell, magna cum laude. Isaiah James Mosley. Samuel Anthony Moen. Malia Reese Moyer, summa cum laude. Lillian Rose Murdoch. Jonathan Curtis Neal. Scotty Gerald Newman. Refuhati Nigella, magna cum laude. Mary Beth Lynn Nolan. Kevin Mikkel Nordholm. Shelby Nicole Norman, summa cum laude. Desiree Gail Norton. Chloe Marie Philhauer. Savion Powell. Destiny Diane Gutierrez Reed. Walter Stanley Rembus. Lirki Yorveli Rodriguez Aparicio, magna cum laude. Nathan Brad Schillinger, summa cum laude. Lucas Brady Scott. Kyle David Simmons. Courtney Nicole Simpson. Rufus Sims III. Timothy Ethan Sims. Matthias Jacent Smith, magna cum laude. Shelby Marie Smith, magna cum laude. Emily Jade Sosby, magna cum laude. Mary Jane Sutherland. Anthony Alexander Spahala, cum laude. Michaela Jane Stafford, magna cum laude. Caitlin Nicole Stallings, summa cum laude. Gabriel Emmanuel Stegall. Mikhailan Ahmad Stegall, cum laude. Sydney Paige Stover, summa cum laude. Caliente Sincere Taylor. Jacob Ian Taylor, cum laude. Patricia Elizabeth Thompson. Tristan Bernias Thornton. Haley Faith Timms, cum laude. Brian Torres Ortiz, summa cum laude. Drake James Xavier Tucker. Kyla Marie Turner. Mackenzie Schuyler Turner. Cody Greg Walker. Michael Lane Douglas Walker, summa cum laude. Joseph Morgan Warren, cum laude. Jacob Robert Wispel, summa cum laude. Wesley Houston White. Brandon Paul William Dyke. Amberly Marie Williams. Alyssa Wright. Kyler Alexander Wynn. Micah Christian Ashton. We would also like to recognize the following graduates who are not present today. Brency Addison, Sean Berna, Morgan Elliott, James Hill, Levi Hersey, Shantae Johnson, Alyssa Lynch, Jesse Spells, Ethan Somerville.
Will the class of 2020 please stand? Come on, we can do better than that. Graduates, at this time, by the power vested in me, by the Carroll County Board of Education in the state of Georgia, as you move your tassel from right to left, I now pronounce you alumni of Temple High School. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the class of 2020. Everyone, please be seated. Graduates, as you remain seated, I'll give you the signal for your seated cap toss. Remember, you are to remain seated for the toss. As a reminder, after the cap toss, I will dismiss the graduates one row at a time. They will march single file out of the stadium and proceed directly to their automobiles. We ask that parents, family, and guests please remain seated while the graduates are exiting. Families and guests, after the graduates have exited the stadium, ushers will release you by section. At that time, please exit the stadium in an orderly fashion and continue to observe the 6-foot social distancing guidelines. Out of concern for the health and well-being of the class of 2020 and for each of you, we respectfully request that everyone, graduates included, go directly to your automobiles and exit the campus. You and your graduate may then celebrate off campus with our heartiest congratulations. Graduates, are you ready? T H S. Ladies and gentlemen, can we give it up for the class of 2020 one more time? Will the first row of graduates please stand? At this time, the first row, starting from the back, we need you to exit the stadium as we play the processional. Coach Shirley, call me, please.